A lot of projects I'll combine masculine and feminine shapes, you know, the linear, boxier, more masculine element, but I always like to twirl the girl. I like ballroom dancing, right? So that's my metaphor. Hi, I'm Kirk Bianchi with Bianchi Design. I've been designing pools and waterscapes and landscapes in the valleys since 1991. This was a project that I got to work on with Karen, the interior designer, and Lois and Daniel, and it's really a special project I'd like to show you. Previously, there was a swimming pool here that was a vanishing edge and had a boulder pile waterfall, as we lovingly like to say. And it was a very short vanishing edge, and it didn't really serve the breadth and the width of this property. So we knew we were taking out the pool, and so the question was, well, how long should the new pool be? So we decided, how about 90 feet long? Just fill the entire property line, why not? And then the front edge was just a sweeping arc that helped guide you from left to right across the property. Now, the other part about the background was we had the lake that we could work from, which is part of the golf course and maintained. And the idea was to take the curvature of the lake that bows out and complete that on the interior. So when you're inside the house looking out, you perceive that the lake is just swooping into your backyard. It's completely by the golf course, but we were able to borrow that and bring it into the backyard space. One of the elements we wanted to hide in the overall shape of the pool was a spa and not have it be a competing geometric element. So we lifted it only about a ½ inch above the surface of the water of the pool. So it's its own reflective disc in the crescent shape of the pool, which also keeps it hot without being cold from the pool water. So it looks like one plane of glass. A lot of times you see pools that are raised out of the ground overflowing. And one subtle thing we wanted to do on this one, it's such a narrow walkway. And to help not make it feel so narrow, let's bevel it back 15 degrees. So when you walk this curve, it's catching the sun and catching the light, shimmering and sparkling as you walk along the edge from one side of the property to the other. And it makes the space feel just a little bit wider than if it were straight up and down. It's a subtle thing, but it really makes it happen. There's a recurring theme in my projects is I always try to position the pool as a mirror to capture what's beyond the borrowed landscape. And in this context, we had a pre-existing, really beautiful eucalyptus tree right off property, as well as a Brazilian pepper tree at the end of the pool. And we were able to capture both in the plane of glass. At night, we've illuminated them. We've positioned lights on the outside edge of the wall, shining up on the trees, and so you can see their beauty enhanced and reflected in the swimming pool surface as a mirror. So the crowning element of this project was making the fire pit a jewel in the yard. The theme with the pool was we have arcs, sweeping arcs, and circles. So I took these two interlocking crescent shapes out of concrete with a steel ring in the middle, floating in a sea of pebbles to give it its own identity and be the centerpiece of the conversation area.